joining us now. Good to have him back with us. Kelly Dietrich of the National Train Dems.
Hey,
National
morning.
Democratic.
How are you?
Hey, man, what's going on? How are you?
I'm doing well. The National Democratic Training Committee. It's a mouthful.
I know. You know what I was doing? My brain was, I had it in my brain, and I was trying to read the acronym, and I got confused. But
no worries.
man,
it happens to me, and I work there.
But listen, man. We were supposed to talk sooner this offline so we could, go out and make some trouble somewhere. But be that as, and I'm still available now. So be that as it may, what's going on? How's the training committee doing? How are Dems doing that you're training, Kelly?
Man, they are doing fantastic. Not to paint an overly rosy picture, because there's 41 days left to Election Day, so lots of work. But we've got more than 600 candidates identified so far who've taken our training, are going to be on the ballot in this general election, which is amazing for our first full cycle out. But, Mark, man, everywhere we go, Democrats are fired up. And I think this Kavanaugh nomination is only getting people more riled up, more frustrated, and realizing how ridiculous our current situation is. And the only way to change that is to get out and do some work, run for office, help someone who's running for office, just do something. And that's what we want to help them do. We want to show them how.
Well, I had interviewed the rapper Common at the Congressional Black Caucus, I guess 2 weekends ago. And he was, he's about inspiring people. And he said just what you said. He said with all of the activism we've seen over the past few years, there are people running for office willing to make that activism real in terms of public policy and serving the community. And we just need to find those people and support them. And
Absolutely.
And that's what the National Democratic Training Committee is doing, just that, getting these candidates ready, aren't you?
Absolutely. I mean, we're building free trainings for anyone. TrainDemocrats.org is the website, if I can plug it.
Please.
The idea is, like, if you're fed up, if you're motivated, if you're inspired, you want to do something. I don't care if it's school board. I don't care if it's city council or county, like whatever the smallest office in your area is, you think someone else knows how to do it, how to run a campaign, and therefore you can't. That's not true. You can run a campaign, and we can show you how. We will show you how for free. Everything is online. We're around the country doing in-person trainings, trying to motivate Democrats to realize when we run, we win. And as much as we want to complain on the sidelines, we've got to step up, and we've got to run for office. We've got to hold people accountable. And, it means making ourselves do things that are uncomfortable. I tell people all the time, look, if you're going to have to raise a little bit of money, it may be a couple of $1,000s, it may be a couple $100, whatever it is, you're going to have to do things that make you uncomfortable, but that's the price of change. When you don't do things that make you uncomfortable, November 2016 happens. We've seen what happens when we try to stay comfortable and we don't push ourselves. We need people out there. My daughter's counting on it. Your family's counting on it. We need people to step up.
And you're helping candidates up and down ballot, aren't you?
Yeah, look, this is available for anyone and any and all Democrats at any level. So if you're running a bigger race, you want to run for Congress, we can help you get started. If you want to run for city council, we can help you get started. If you want to run, we elect coroners in Illinois. I don't know why anyone would elect a coroner, but we do. You want to run for coroner, we can help you get started.
Yeah, no, that's important. Well, I mean, we're just about a month out. It's not too late, is it?
Well, that depends on your jurisdiction for November, but there are local races every month of every year. I mean, we're based in Chicago. Chicago has its municipal elections in February of 19, and Chicago's not alone. There are places all around the country that have races that are coming up that you can qualify for on the ballot, especially smaller races, right? Especially at the local government where it really matters. It makes a big difference, in our schools, in our communities. We get all the time focused on the big sexy races, what's going on in the U.S. Congress, and we forget about what's going on down the street at our town hall. And that's not something we can afford to do.
Yeah. And quite a few women too, aren't there?
There are a lot, more than half of our attendees are women, and I was just reading some stats online about the number of women who are running this year and have won their nomination for the Democratic Party. It's inspiring, and look, part of this is to lower the barrier of entry for anyone who wants to participate in our government, because it shouldn't just be people who have the means, have the wealth, have the stability to do something on the side to run for office. Running for city council of Effingham, Illinois is not a full-time job. Well, that shouldn't preclude you from running a campaign, participating under our democracy, advocating for what you believe. So we've put things online so you can go do your shift at work, come home, make dinner for the family, put the kids to sleep, and hop online for a half hour, 45 minutes, and learn how to run a campaign.
Yeah, and again, as we've talked before, folks, we can't continue to wait on somebody else to do it.
Yeah.
Somebody to fall out of the sky. Dr. King isn't coming back. Barack Obama isn't coming back. I had a conversation with Valerie Jarrett a couple of weeks ago. Kellen, you'll find this interesting.
Yeah.
Everybody's not going to be a Barack Obama.
Right.
To think that that's the template and the perfect prototype, charismatic, and no disrespect to Ralph in Virginia, but I use Ralph Northam as an example. Just a regular dude. And,
right.
and I mean, that's really what we want, Kelly. I mean, we don't need cookie cutter folks or folks that are just groomed a certain way. Regular, everyday folk who know what's right, want to do what's right in their hearts and minds, need to step up and do it. And they shouldn't be discouraged from doing so. And frankly, Kelly, they shouldn't be intimidated, right? I mean, I think one of the things you all are effective at is getting over that, because some people see this, it's so monumental, it's so intimidating. Right. But that's part of what you do in terms of making people realize it's just doing it. Some people call me, they say, I was talking to someone yesterday about coming on the show, Kelly, and they said, well, I'm nervous about going on the air talking to all these people on the radio. And I said, well, don't even think about it. It's just you and me talking on the phone. I mean, that's one of the hurdles, getting people to realize that it's not as monumental as they may make it out to be.
You are so absolutely correct. And we need people who care. If you care about your community, if you're willing to step forward, if you're willing to be a leader, that's what we need. You're exactly right. We don't have to have a Dr. King, a President Obama. They're great. Don't get me wrong. But if you have passion, if you have dedication, if you're willing to come forward and serve, this is not rocket science. We can show you how to run a campaign. And if you're willing to go out there and just talk to people, just one-on-one with voters, and build that personal connection, that's what people want. People want to be heard. They want someone to acknowledge them and say, you know what? She cares about me. She's thinking about my family. She's thinking about the future. That's what we need.
Yeah, and frankly, folks, Barack Obama and Dr. King didn't just wake up one morning and they were Barack Obama and Martin Luther King.
Right.
And they would even say that. I mean, there was some development, there was some education and learning. TrainDemocrats.org, the National Democratic Training Committee. Kelly's been with us before. There have been 20,000. I'm on the website too, folks. TrainDemocrats.org. 20,685 signups to date. Yep. And they have Barack Obama's quote on the website. If you're disappointed by your elected officials, grab a clipboard, get some signatures, and run for office yourself. That's what we need. That's exactly what we need.
I'd point out that Barack Obama lost a few elections before he won his Senate. So, look, if there is absolutely nothing wrong with running and you can't win them all, it doesn't mean you didn't make a difference. You come back, you run again. I mean, we've got tons of examples of successful elected officials who were not successful the first time. But change isn't easy. Change takes time. And we just want to make it easier for people to get involved and make that change.
TrainDemocrats.org. Kelly, again, man, good to talk to you. And if there's any way I can be helpful, let me know. Okay, if you need me out in the field, let me know too. Okay.
Absolutely, will do.
All right, love you, buddy. Keep in touch.
Thanks, man.
All
Bye-bye.
right, take care. All right, folks. Sirius XM Progress 127 Resistance Radio. Rick Pitino next in studio. This is MIP.